All right, guten Morgen, guten Morgen, guten Morgen. Herr Dab here. I'm going to share with you some great new Google Docs tools that are going to help streamline your life and make things a lot easier. The goal of today is just to show you how you can use these tools within Google Docs to organize your information, make it a lot easier. You'll be able to consolidate a lot of processes. You'll be able to work a lot better with other colleagues. You'll be able to communicate the goals and intentions with your students of what the units are going to be expecting them to do, and do so in a fun and interesting format. Now, my name is Herdab. I have 4 preps. I teach German in Texas. And guess what? I need ways to streamline things. I want to share with you, before I share with you the hows, I want to share with you the what. What is it that we are going to be creating? An exemplar, if you will. I love how fancy that word sounds. We're going to go ahead and show you that first. So the first thing is we have here a German classroom hub. Now, this document looks really nice. It's very sleek and stylish. If you notice here in the middle, we have different things. You can tell that these different items are bookmarked and they all go to different things. Over on the left-hand side, you see these document tabs. Now, these document tabs are really helpful. If you notice, they do drop down, which is kind of nice. And within each of these as well, you have different ways to jump to different parts of your information. And I think this is helpful. For example, if level 1, we are in the first 6 weeks, they notice that there's some notes here. Okay, those notes could be a notes document, something that you create. It could be all sorts of other things. So you can, if you're familiar with Smartships, it's just a way to add in extra information and kind of reduce that redundancy that sometimes happens. You also have a way to communicate with students on how when the classwork was done and what the file is that they need to access. So I think these are super helpful links, as well as over here on the side, you change the different units. Let me scroll up to there we go. Nope, definitely need to be up at the top. All right, so there we go. So we go into unit 1 and we see that we have the essential questions here that are kind of nice. And then we have the information for what the questions are going to be and what they're going to need to know how to do. We also have here goals. We have this organized so that they can click on the bookmark and it will jump to that place in the document, just like bookmarks work in Google Docs, and they can jump to that spot. And they don't just have to jump into here. You can also link it to other pages as well, which I think is super helpful. But having this here visually allows students to see what it is that they're going to be learning, as well as they are going to be able to jump forward ahead into other units for other classes and kind of understand what the workload may look like or what things might be expected of them and how that's all going to fit within their own personal goals and values. Now, looking up at the top, we see that in Schoology, this information can be embedded through the Google Drive resource app, which I think is helpful. Okay, I found that to be the best way to incorporate this. And you do have to make sure that the sharing functions are appropriate for the documents that you are going to be putting in here. So make sure that students are at least able to make a copy and or view the documents. So when you click on this foreign language template, you get to see those drop-down menus. Okay, so all of those different document tabs are here. Now, granted, they don't really drop down within this particular applet, but that's okay. But if you notice here, you can jump right to a specific part in the unit. So if they're in level 3 revision, maybe you're doing some review to try and help them review what we learned about the previous year. You can do that. Students are also able to click on something and then they jump straight to that spot. So super helpful in my opinion. It helps students understand what the course expectations are. It also allows you to speak fluently and fluidly with your coworkers. If you're on a team, if you're lucky enough to have extra people on your team and you're all working on one place, you can keep all of the subject notes together in one place. Because if you're like me, you have Google Docs everywhere with all sorts of different information and everything is crazy mixed up. So let's go ahead and show you how this works and kind of give you a basic overview, and you can play with things on your own. So the first thing you'll notice is over in the document tabs. If you click on them, you can rename them. Now, I'm going to put in German 1. Okay, I have my entry-level German class, and I also want to rename this to be Unit 1. Okay. And I'm also going to want to make this a little bit interesting to look at. I'm going to change the emoji to something that might be a little bit more interesting to look at. Also, visually, it breaks things up. Now, if I click and drag this until I see the little, like the one behind kind of highlight like that, I can click on it. And what that does is it creates a sub tab. Okay. You can also do that by going here and you click add sub tab. It will do that as well. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make those really cool banners. Well, we have what are called cover images. Now, cover images, I think, are really kind of cool. You can create your own. You can import and embed or however you feel. But here we're going to utilize this just because it's kind of simple. It looks stunning. It looks very interesting. It's intriguing. People eat with their eyes first. They consume things with their eyes first. You give them something pretty to look at, they're going to want to keep going. So let's go on to the next one, and we have the More tab. Now, this More tab is really cool because it allows you to see different ways of organizing this information. If you need to make it in an email format, or maybe you have some meeting notes, and maybe you, like every day you want to put what we're doing that day, however it is that you feel would be helpful. Now, just for the sake of things, oh, that's right, it doesn't do that one for some reason. It has to be embedded with the calendar. There we go. We have a detailed decision log. Now, just like within any other table, you can change all of the different things. You can change what chips are here. You can also change these chips. For example, if we were to make this I'm going to let you figure out. There's a lot of them. I've done things with like making sentence structures, like fill in the blanks. You can do that with the smart chips. And that's kind of fun because it allows students to kind of mess around with it. But the way that you insert those chips, though, are pretty simple. You click on the area where you want to insert them. You click over here. You click Smart Chips, and it has some preloaded ones if you want to. But I'm going to use some of these right here because I think those are helpful. Okay, so I can do that, and I can attach a file. It's showing this because it's not a people chip, but that's okay. There's ways to clear it. But there's also, in my opinion, as well, they have what's called a drop down. These are slightly different than the chips in that if you put new drop down, you can put different options. Now, if you're doing, I don't know, some sort of, vocabulary, you could make a little bit of a game out of this. So let's say we put cat, dog, bird, and I don't know, a giraffe. And now you could use different terms from your, whatever your unit is. You can change some of these as well. There we go. We changed that one. We changed that one. We changed that one. And we changed that one. Okay. So now what we've done effectively is we've created this. And if we were to take this guy out, I have and then we have a cat. Okay, so kind of a fun way to work with the different chips. And you could even make this as a template. You can have students fill this stuff in, and you can do it, allowing them to have a different way to approach assignments. So again, super helpful, super friendly. And I really like how it works. The navigation is great. It would basically put all of your teams together on one place, and I don't want to take too much more time. If you see something there that you like and you'd like me to explain it just a little bit further or do another video on how to do that particular thing, just shoot me an email or put a comment down below. I want to share that with you. I've been HairDab, and I hope this helped you out a lot. Thank you very much for watching. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.